We need to consider a few things about Western Flyer Express, and they're coming up right after this. Hello and welcome. I'm Mark, and this is Trucking Answers. And today we are going to consider some things about Western Flyer Express and their wonderful lease purchase program. We're going to talk a little bit about the company side, but mainly we're going to talk about their lease purchase because I get emails all the time on how great lease purchasing is. It's the most wonderful thing in the world. You'll never see anything better. They have a little bit different way to do it. So they have a weekly payment and a mileage rate. And so the payment is very low, and they tout that as saying, well, if you take some time off, you don't have much of a payment to come back to. You don't have this huge deficit by taking time off, and that's wonderful. So we're going to look at $145 a week and 23 cents a mile. Now, there's also 100% maintenance, and that's another 12 cents. And I've seen people say that's 13, 14, but I'm going with their numbers, right? And the 23 cents, I've also seen some people that got a peak there or whatever, that's 25 cents. So it seems to vary, but we're going to go with what's in their ads on ZipRecruiter, USA Truck Driving Jobs, some as recent as just 6 hours ago. So these aren't old ads. So they say their average length of haul is 800 miles round trip. Well, round trip is not a length of haul. A length of haul is the whole time of the load, not your round trip back to wherever you started from. So I think that's interesting. We should really consider that. All right, so now when you go there, let's just rip through some of these kind of numbers on this, right? So I went through some numbers on this. So at 2,500 miles, and let's give them the benefit of the doubt. You get paid on all loaded and empty miles the same. You also get fuel surcharge on all dispatched miles. So this week, we'll say fuel surcharge is 30 cents. That'd be 6 miles to the gallon about. That's pretty generous, so we're going to give them 30 cents. Here we go, 2,500 miles. Consider. You'd get $26.75. Why? It's $1.07. The rate there is $1.07. But you do get a penny every 6 months raise. So $1.07 for your rate. And fuel surcharge would be $750 on 2,500 miles. That's a total revenue for $3,405, right? That's why they show, oh, you gross $150,000 a year. Wonderful. So we put in probably 385 gallons for that at 7 miles to the gallon. That's $1,157 this week. That'd leave you at $22.48. Look out, there's numbers flying everywhere, right? Don't forget the maintenance there is 12 cents a mile. It's a 100% maintenance, covers everything. That would be $300, leaves you with $19.48. Now you got your truck payment, which is $145 a week plus 23 cents a mile. And that's only on dispatched miles, not on hub miles. So you do get sort of a benefit that way. That's $720, right? So so $720, don't forget, plus the maintenance is over $1,000 for the truck for a week. But either way, so the $19.48 minus a truck payment is $1,228 left. Then we have to have, any highway use tax, 2290s, any insurance, Qualcomm, whatever those fees might be, and that's deducted out of that $1,228, and that'll leave you with whatever X number that is, $1,000 or whatever. Is that something you would consider? There's a lease purchase driver that nets $1,000 a week. Is that somebody that's going to write to me and say, oh, how much of a better job they have because they're getting a truck? They're renting a truck from the company? I don't know. What do you think about that? Here's another thing just to consider. Although it's not worded this way, I've read through enough reports of it, and here's what it says. New York City is not forced. New York City is not a forced dispatch. And other people have said that it's not a forced dispatch per se, but they give you loaded if you don't take it. There's no more loads. Oh, sorry, no loads, sit around. You go, well, I'll get layover for that. A layover is $75 after 24 hours. Yeah, so you got to sit a whole day. They know they can sit you for a day for nothing. And you agree to it, right? So that's not great either. Detention is another thing that just irks me in the industry, right? And it varies here. That's exactly what it says. What does varies mean? Generally, varies means that if we get it, you get it. So you might sit somewhere 6 hours and they go, oh, we tried to get it, we didn't get it. And what if they say we got $50? See, the problem is you don't know how much they actually get on something like that. When it's not a set amount, $30 an hour after whatever, You want to set them out. You don't know. What if they got $300? They go, well, we only got $50, so we're giving you 80% of it or whatever. That isn't right. It shouldn't vary. That you sit is their problem. They should get you out of there. I don't like this variable. Oh, we might pay you, we might not. It varied down to 0 this time. I don't like it. Okay, I just don't like it. And I'll tell you this. And, this really brings me down. I saw this in an ad and then I thought, this cannot be right. But it's in numerous ads. And I'll tell you, they cut and paste these ads because the ads are the same. But they're in different places. And I want to read it to you what it says. Somebody actually had to write this down in some point. There's a safety bonus. You know what the safety bonus is? And this is a direct quote. ZipRecruiter, USA Truck, hired now. Okay, you know what it says? You get to keep your job. I swear to you, that's in more than one ad. The safety bonus is you get to keep your job. And if a place can't keep up with their ads, they're just cutting and pasting, how good are they going to be keeping up with your paycheck? That's also an important factor to consider, because I want a place that's on the ball and stuff like this. The details do make the difference. It matters. Cash advances are only $100, right? So your lease operator, they give you $100. Wonderful. Right. And I'm sure somebody's going to write to me, Mark, I make $6,000 a week here and I hardly work. Okay, whatever. These are the rates that they post. And so for $1.07, to get a truck, would you consider a truck at $1.07 as a lease purchase? That's all I'm saying. It's something you should really think about. For me to just scribble some numbers down quick like this, these are their numbers and we just take the average prices off. This is what you get. So really, really consider this when you're leasing, and really consider that Western Flyer Express, the next time you're thinking about a place, and look into it. That's all. Just consider it. That's all I'm saying. And of course, we'll be back soon with more Trucking Answers.